A 21st century economy is reliant on a 21st century education system. From K-12 to higher education, retaining educated youth after graduation is key to the success of this region. Now, this next segment explores the importance of education in Central Ohio now and in the future.
As far as the future here, I see it depending on much on what we do with regard to education and research.
One of the things that the community's begun to understand, but it's really quite interesting, is that Boston has more college students as a percent of total population, the greater Boston area, than any city in the country. Not surprising. And Columbus is number 2.
125,000 college students, second only to Boston per capita. How do we leverage this talent-rich area that we live in? How do we make sure that people are staying here?
I think maintaining the talent after our students graduate from college is very important, and I think one of the ways we do that is to involve them as K-12 students in their community. Get them vested so that they see, as I saw, that this is a place where I want to come back to. This is a place where I want to live. This is a place where I can flourish, where I can lead, where I can raise a family, and where I can be very satisfied as a professional.
Let's say, for instance, we had the best schools anywhere. Would there be any problem getting business and industry to come in here? No, I think not. Because you've seen in the past where there are excellent schools, that's where people want to go and want their businesses to be.
But our future is in the future of that next generation. There's no doubt about that. And we have to, again, thinking about ourselves on an international stage. And we're trying to attract the best and brightest talent from around the world.
Our university systems, which now encompasses over 22 institutions of higher education with over 120,000 college students, that is a true asset that's being incorporated into the entire economic system, if you will.
As we graduate students in, I think there's 21, 22 institutions in the Central Ohio area, it's critical to the future economy of our area that we retain as many of those young graduates as we can.
If you look at the top Fortune 100 companies in America today, and you look at the average age of the founder when they founded the company, the average age is 27. Entrepreneurship happens when kids are coming out of college and they're bold enough to start new companies.
One of the things we've been talking about at the university and a bit in the community is, are we importers or exporters of talent? Because the city is a talent magnet of young people. And if we're allowing leakage and not making the city desirable for young people, it'd be like having we don't have a great river, we don't have mountains, and we don't have an ocean. But second in the United States in collegiate population, highly educated people, young people, powerful.
You get some discussions with some of the students on campus here, it'll almost scare you how bright they are. And I'm not joking, they're very bright, they can get an excellent education here, and they're doing that.
The school districts are critical to our future, and we have to make sure that we're investing in our schools.
Technology is a huge piece of the teaching and learning process because we have many students who are born today, they never have known life without a computer or without handheld technology. So what that's driving us to do is to determine how we can take better advantage even of the handheld technology. We are constantly upgrading our computers. We have smart boards in our classrooms.
There are all sorts of simple ways in which technology is changing education, both from the way that we present information in a classroom. I think the biggest, though, is in decentering education. Online education is not going away. It's going to continue to grow, I think, so that education isn't confined to a location, or frankly, even to a time. That education is something that can be attained anywhere at any time.
we would see in 2015 technology being continuing to be a huge part of the teaching and learning process. Right now, technology is used outside of the classroom. Our students can actually access some of their studies, their textbooks, online when they're at home. So no longer can students say, I left my book at home. We can actually go through the internet and access the textbooks that they need to do their homework. We also have courses online, and we want to expand that. Again, that's part of that anytime, anywhere, any place learning. The more our students can access through the technology, the more versatile we can be as an educational system.
When we were country kids.
You know, education is nothing but just an assimilate or a collection of the experiences of the past. And that's what they're getting here. They're getting the experiences of the past before they in turn start out on their own research, their own quests that'll determine the future of the country.
Thinking about the issue of how we grow, the demographics of the future are going to be demographics very different than the past. But that's throughout our history. You go look at the 200 years of the census of Central Ohio, we've always changed, we've always grown, we've always expanded, and we've always had a bright future.
Not only has Columbus, the city and the region has grown, but you have the growing prestige of Ohio State University, which is now a recognized leader in the world, and one of the top institutions for research in the United States.
I just feel very, 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 very compelled at the moment that we're in the right place. I do feel a real sense of urgency because, you know, I'm not getting any younger.
I'm intrigued by Ohio State's Alumni Association, one of the largest alumni associations in the world. The C-level executives that are graduates that are working all over the world have a special affinity because of the college experience right here in Columbus, Ohio. What are we all doing to say, hey, welcome home, come back to where you had your start?